it's Sketch Sunday and thank you for joining me. It is Jess here and I am using Page Maps May 2020 and I will link this in the description box down below. This is the specific sketch that I am using, created by Becky Fleck and shared for everyone on the Page Maps website. So I'm starting off my layout by building up my base, the base of my page, and I've got my large square. I actually end up using 2 large squares in the base. It's not what's called for in the sketch, but this initial paper I wanted to use, I just found was a little bit too white, a little bit too light, didn't lift the page enough. So I'm just layering a second square that's a little bit smaller on top. So the first initial square I am using is an 8 inches by 8 inches square. This second one is a 7.5 by 7.5 inch square. I then have this gorgeous red that is 10 inches long and I think 2.5 inches wide. Beautiful. I'm using a big mix of papers. The red and the music, actually all of the paper is a Kaiser Craft, very, very old paper pad, except for that craft color with the lollies on it. That is a Stampin' Up. And then this piece of green or blue snowflakes is, I want to say 9 inches long, might be 10 though. Yeah, 10 inches long and 2 inches wide. Then I'm going to sew my rickrack on. I've got some really gorgeous red and gold rickrack that I'm going to be using to just add a little accent onto this page. So I'm sewing one straight down along the bottom first. And then once that's on, I'm going to add a little tag actually up to the top of the page. And it's a super cute little tag. It's just a gift tag actually that was on one of the gifts that we got over Christmas. I had it in my stash since Christmas time. And I just wanted to have its little reindeer nose sticking out the top of the page. And that is called for in the sketch actually. And so is the trim, the rickrack trim. And then once that's on, I'm going to sew on another piece of the trim along the top, just a shorter piece, just like the sketch. This one was a little bit more difficult for my poor little sewing machine, so it did take me a little bit longer to get through all of those layers. Then just like the sketch called for, I've got 2 vertical photos, 3x4 sized photos. And I'm just going to pop those up on foam. I have matted those photos using a white mat, and then the other side, the B side of the same paper I used as my main 7.5 by 7.5 square that was in the background. So those 2 are matted on, beautiful. And then for my ephemera, so that piece of ephemera, so the house and the snowflakes are from a reject shop collection. The holiday cheer and the not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse, is from an older, I want to say Simple Stories collection. I'm not 100% sure though. So if you do know, please feel free to let me know. I don't think you'll be able to get either of any of the items I have used on this layout. I don't believe any of them are available anymore. You may have them in your stash, but to buy new, I don't think you would be able to anymore. I was finding those craft pieces of ephemera quite challenging to use, and that's when I remembered I still had some craft paper that I could pair them with. So I was really excited to get those on a page and on a layout. So then I'm going to add some gold sprinkles and a few gold rhinestones, and this entire layout is done. How simple was that? Just starting off with a square base, a block base, has just made this layout so quick and easy to complete following along with Becky's sketch. So it definitely put me in mind of one of Janet's from RTS's go-to designs, and it just flew off the page. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this process. I just used a little bit of glue to stick down the tag then so that the little flappy bits didn't fly away. Thank you for sticking around and watching. I hope you like seeing these close-ups at the end. Please like and subscribe, and make sure you pop back and see what we're up to next. Bye everyone.